Thursday, October 31st. A day where the city streets get crowded for the holiday. People running door to door for trick-or-treating, and parties going on for all night. As for me, I'm working alone in the shadows. Working for various outfits to use all year round. Waiting on the Cowl to bring one of them when it's needed the most. When I pick up this cowl, I feel the fear rising from deep within, my heart pulsing faster than normal, my breaths getting deeper and deeper. All the frustration, confusion, rage, denial, and love, yearning for identity, all connected to this mask I hold to wear. To become vengeance itself. To become the night. To become Batman. Huh, that was something else. Hey yo, IcyCool here. Halloween is coming up and there's no better time to dress up as the Cape Crusader than Spooktober itself. There's so many versions of Batman spanning across 85 years now. God, that's way longer than I thought it'd be. Time goes really quick, doesn't it? Back to topic. Going from simplistic spandex suits to very exaggerated suits of armor, this video is going to be more on the simpler side of things, as some of the available options can be crazy expensive that you need to be an actual billionaire to afford. I am here to provide that you can pull off an amazing classic Batsuit for as low as under $500. I will be using my Batsuit from the Justice League Unlimited TV cartoon series I debuted at my local Comic-Con back in June as the base, since it is an iconic take on the classic suit design. And it's my way of showing respect to a voice actor who's played this iconic Cape Crusader for so long. Every time we looked at a Batman statue or figurine, or read a Batman comic book, I always hear his voice in mind. A voice so deep and powerful and filled with emotion. He taught us to remember that
their spirit lives on. The body is just a vessel.
Even though he's gone, his spirit lives on in us. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Now let's get to the build. To start off the build, grab a decent grey full body spandex suit. I grabbed one with the hood attached, however since it is going to get covered by the cowl and the cape, maybe find one without the hood unless you're willing to tinker and alter the bodysuit a bit. Now to capture the classic bat trunks to put on top of your bodysuit. You'll need to find some wrestling trunks, or if you're like me and live in an area where it is hard to find that sort of thing, probably just find some black seamless men's or black ladies briefs from your local shopping center and just work with that. For the cape, I bought off AliExpress. Now, I am aware that AliExpress can be very questionable when it comes to cosplay items. However, if you know exactly what you're in the market for, or if you want a cheap accessory to modify to complete your cosplay, AliExpress can be pretty good on that regard. The cape I bought from there was surprisingly high quality, that it could literally pass off as an official movie grade cape, and it just feels amazing to move around with it. Heck, when I debuted this thing in June at a Comic-Con, I just kept walking around and swaying the cape around, giving off the vibe of the 1989 Tim Burton movies. You'll also need to find a yellow belt as the base for your utility belt, some yellow vinyl leather for the pouches, and grab some black gloves and boots, whether it be local or somewhere online like Amazon. At this point, you guys are thinking to yourselves, where's the cowl? Where are the gauntlets? It's not Batman without the thing that makes him Batman, right? Well, in my case, I used EVA foam with a template from a guy on YouTube called Zing Productions. Apologies if I butcher that. With some tweaks to fit the DC Animated Universe design, the template was easy to follow, and the dude has his own video on the template if you want to follow along and make your own. I cut out the pieces of foam from the template while leaving out a few things like the extra chin detail and the lower neck piece of the cowl due to accuracy reasons, but also for practicality so I can actually move my neck. Once I cut the pieces together and had them out ready, I glued the pieces together with contact cement, and I filled in the gaps with foam clay, or if you have a local hardware store, use some multi-purpose filler. And I proceeded to paint the cowl with 4 coats of black Plastidip, which is literally rubber coating in a can, giving the cowl that fabric-like texture. And then I proceeded to cut up some PC fan mesh, to give the white eyes to the cowl, so it's much more accurate to the animation model and I did not have to wear eyeliner and look a little bit cursed while doing it. For the final pieces of this cowl, I picked up a black balaclava and some black vinyl leather to make the collar guard to hide the hook that holds the cape together. I used Velcro not only to make it easy to take on and off, but I also attached it to the balaclava so it would not separate from the collar guard. And there you have it, you finally have yourself a completed, free-moving Batman cowl. Not having to worry about keeping your head straight and moving your whole body around like Michael Keaton. I mean, completely up to you, but if you like to just keep your head straight and look around with your body, then I think you might be getting nuts from the hours you might have spent working on it. Now let's move on to the gauntlets. The method I would recommend using is to wrap some plastic glad wrap around the lower arm and put duct tape on top of that. And if you're younger than 16, probably grab a parent or guardian to cut one side of the gauntlet off and just place it flat, which should leave you the exact shape of your lower arm flattened to put on the EVA foam to cut out to shape. Cut the template out on the foam, and now when you wrap the foam around your lower arm, you should have a perfectly sized gauntlet. From there, cut a thinner piece of EVA foam to place on one side of the gauntlet, with enough space extending out to apply a strip of Velcro, and then add another strip of Velcro onto the other end of the gauntlet, making the gauntlets attached together. That way it stays on your lower arm and it's easy to remove whenever you have to remove a glove to access your phone, for example. From there, use contact cement to attach the spikes to the gauntlets and make sure they line up with your elbow. Once the main build is done, just take them outside, spray that rubber coating like we did with the Batman cowl, and then they are ready to be put on. Just put on the black gloves first, put the gauntlets on, and there you have it. You have Bat gauntlets ready to counter that really old man who's obsessed with his pool of youth. I mean Lazarus Pit. One thing I did forget to mention, if you are working on your gauntlets and you still have plenty of foam left over, I recommend cutting out a bat symbol for your bodysuit, and then plaster dipping that in tandem with your gauntlets. If you have a bat suit that's logo has just the bat only, then just do regular black. Otherwise, if your bat symbol has a yellow background oval or circle or any other shape, plaster dip is a great primer to put yellow paint on top if your suit has that specific design to it. Once the symbol is dried up and ready to attach the bodysuit, I recommend using a gel type glue. I'm using a brand called Loctite, which is the Loctite Control Gel Super Glue. So once it's applied to the bodysuit and it dries up, I can wear the suit and stretch my arms without the stress of either the symbol or the fabric being damaged due to the gel moving along with the fabric, while also providing a strong bond between the symbol and the bodysuit. Now for the final major build of the suit, the utility belt. Remember how I said you need a yellow belt as a base? It depends on preference to what type of belt you're looking for. I wanted to just do a standard leather belt, but the options to grab one in yellow are hard to find at a decent price. So I went with a cheaper alternative made out of a canvas web material, which worked well since it's more flexible than the leather belt, and the pouches are going to cover the material up anyway. And if you're up for it, depending on the batsuit design you're adopting, you can always make your own belt out of EVA foam, or make a traditional belt from scratch if you're that handy. With the pouches for the utility belt, I used vinyl leather with a template off Etsy by HTB Toys. This template is easy to follow and works with EVA foam too if you find it difficult to work with fabrics. I did not sew the pouches since I can't sew for anything yet. So I opted to join the pattern together with contact cement, which has held up well so far, and I only had to repair once. But if you know how to sew, I'd recommend doing that if you want stability with your pouches. I made about 8 to 10 pouches that go from the front to the sides, leaving a blank space at the back which is going to get covered up by the cape, and just gives me room to sit on a chair with a backrest. I recommend 8 small pouches to hold small objects like smoke pellets and lollipops to give out. Just don't put them close together so you don't give someone a smoke pellet. Then make 2 big pouches, one to hold your phone for easy access, and another pouch to hold your batarangs, a small grapple gun, or any other bat gadgets you have planned for your cosplay. Once that's all together to make a complete utility belt, you should now have everything completed and ready to put together. It's time to put on the suit and to become Batman. Here, admire the bat drip. Look and marvel at your hard work and effort put into your creation. You've done it. You are now Batman. You finally have a bat suit that is very well made, it looks pretty good, and was very cheap to put together. All made just in time for Halloween, or to use at a future Comic-Con, or taking it out to patrol the city after saying goodnight to your family and friends. And now, you can finally say to everyone around you, even to yourself,
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman!
Thank you all so much for watching my first ever cosplay tutorial. If you have any questions or want some more tips, if you need extra assistance, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them all. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out when I make a new video. Thank you so much for watching, stay cool, and happy Halloween!